Hi, my name is Adriana, and for my project, I decided to investigate the field of artificial intelligence with a focus on how it can be used to advance music education. I chose AI as the emerging technology I wanted to research because I'm really curious about how machines can learn and complete human like tasks. For most of my life, I had been taught that computers could only be as intelligent as the programmer. So when I found out that artificial intelligence was actually real outside of sci fi books and movies, it completely revolutionized my previous understanding of technology. And ever since then, I've been particularly interested in how AI can be used for good in the world. I wanted to focus my project on education because I've always been passionate about teaching others, and I believe education should be democratized and made accessible to everyone in the world without any kind of discrimination. I also want to use this project to address the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. I see artificial intelligence as an educational tool, and I believe that it has the potential to help us reach this goal. Lastly, I chose to incorporate the concept of music into my project because I've practically been raised by music since before I was born. As a proficient violist, an amateur pianist, and a music lover in general, I have experienced firsthand many of the benefits of music, such as teamwork, ethics, and discipline. And I know these skills and values can help in almost any situation encountered in life. So, I want to help others discover the gift of music as well. Having been raised in Venezuela, I grew up hearing about Jose Antonio Abreu's El Sistema music project, which originally aimed to provide free music education in Venezuela's poorest neighborhoods, and later inspired similar music projects around the entire world. At his TED Talk about the El Sistema music revolution, Abreu said that music is immensely important in the awakening of sensibility, in the forging of values, and in the training of youngsters to teach other kids. And I completely agree. Abreu accomplished significant progress toward achieving his goal of spreading the gift of music around the entire world. And today, with AI technology making education even more accessible than before, I believe his goal is becoming more attainable than ever. I believe I can bring these passions together to make a positive societal impact in the world, and I knew I wanted to combine my passions in some way for this project. So, I decided the best intersection of these fairly distinct areas of interest was AI in music education. First of all, let's talk a bit about what exactly is artificial intelligence. Well, AI is essentially a type of automation capable of solving problems by forming associations drawn from data. All of the currently available forms of AI fall under a category known as narrow or weak AI because this type of AI is designed to perform a specific task or a narrow range of tasks, so its capabilities are still relatively limited since it's not very mature yet. Even though AI may seem like a pretty recent development, the term has actually been around since the 1950s when Alan Turing came up with a way to measure computer intelligence. But AI has certainly grown in popularity over the past few years. Today, there are several emerging AI technologies and concepts. For example, natural language processing teaches machines to understand human speech and spoken words. You've probably encountered NLP in action if you've ever used virtual assistants like Siri or Alexa, GPS apps, or speech-to-text note apps. We also have large language models, which are another type of AI technology on the rise, and these utilize NLP to understand, generate, and manipulate human speech to perform a variety of language-related tasks. If you've ever used programs like OpenAI's ChatGPT or Google Gemini, then you've used an LLM. By now, you may be wondering how any of this artificial intelligence could possibly be utilized in the education industry. Well, AI can actually be used to create virtual personal tutors and teaching assistants benefiting both students and teachers alike. Professors can leverage AI to automate tedious tasks and be able to spend more quality time with their students. And learners can receive personalized learning experiences that adapt to their individual levels, preferences, and personalities. AI can generate mock assessments to improve students' performance in real examinations, and teachers can gather insights and easily analyze the progress of all their classes. A real-life example of AI enhancing education is Quizlet's QChat, which quizzes students on instructional material, challenges students based on their level, and helps deepen their understanding while promoting critical thinking skills through the use of argumentative dialogue. There's also Notes, which is similar to Quizlet, and it provides AI-generated summarizers, notes, and flashcards to help students study for examinations. Lastly, another instance of an AI education tool is Khan Academy's Canmigo, which facilitates teachers' daily tasks, helps prepare students for assessments, and provides on-demand homework help. In an article about his visit to a school district teaching with Canmigo, Bill Gates wrote that AI will be a total game changer for both teachers and students once the technology matures. I specifically want to point out that he didn't say AI is already majorly impacting education. He specifically said it will be a game changer in the future once it matures. And I have to concur. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement in all AI technologies, but notable impacts are already starting to be made. Now, let's switch gears and discuss how artificial intelligence can impact the music industry. Well, we've already talked about how AI can generate text and act like a personal tutor, so it kind of makes sense that AI is also capable of generating music and providing customized learning experiences focused on teaching music theory. AI's ability to offer personalized music education on demand has the potential to democratize music learning by making it more accessible and affordable. Music teachers can also use AI as a tool to adapt lessons and exercises to each student's level and progress, and independent music learning can become more fun and interactive with the use of engaging games and popular songs. A real-life example of AI enhancing music education is a web app called AI Music Lessons for guitarists, which create custom lessons based on individual progress, listens to students play, and gives instant feedback. There's also another web app called Music Mentor, which is also only currently available for guitarists, and it adapts to individual learning styles and preferences, is always available for music-related questions, and suggests what to do next to advance and get close to goals. Lastly, another instance of an AI music education tool is a custom GPT or generative pre-trained transformer called Music Teacher, which can answer questions regarding things like scales, composition, and pretty much anything related to music theory. Now that we've seen how artificial intelligence can be beneficial in the education and music industries, let's take a moment to acknowledge some ethical issues that have been presented by the rise of AI. There are some privacy concerns associated with the collection of the data used to train AI technology, and there's currently a lack of transparency in how AI makes decisions. AI may also deliver biased responses sometimes, and this can potentially lead to inaccurate results. These are only a few of the concerns that exist today in regards to AI, and they shouldn't be taken lightly. Before we can successfully use AI to achieve the UN SDG 4, fully democratize music education, and accomplish so much more, we first need to address these concerns. Throughout this project, while I've been researching the use of artificial intelligence in today's world, I've also been wondering what AI will be like in the future. Despite the many recent advancements in AI, there is still a lot of room for improvement and growth. In the future, I envision all AI technologies will be inclusive of everyone without any kind of bias or accessibility issues, and AI-powered platforms will be more responsive to the individual needs of each user. To prevent misleading results, LLMs will admit when they're unable to respond accurately to prompts, and instead of trying to come up with false answer, they will redirect users to reliable external resources. The process AI models use to form decisions will be made publicly accessible, and additional security measures will be established to protect the data gathered for training. In regards to education, I envision AI will be utilized to create a form of hybrid schooling system where enhanced and personalized learning experiences are taken to a whole different level. I imagine physical school buildings overlaid with augmented reality features powered by artificial intelligence, providing on-demand access to things like directional assistance, personalized schedules, and important announcements. In this vision, all the students and staff members, regardless of socioeconomic status, would be given specialized glasses equipped with AI and AR capabilities to gain access to these enhanced features for a fully immersive experience. Teachers would be able to spend even more quality time with their students, and they'd also be able to gain live insight into the engagement and comprehension levels of each student. To help minimize the instructional material and classwork missed due to absences, students would have the option of learning remotely whenever unable to physically attend school. These specialized classes would also come with a built-in personal AI tutor that would tailor lessons and exercises to each student's progress and current skills. But to prevent misuse of this technology, the AI tutor would be able to recognize when providing help to a user would be considered unethical, and it would be capable of restricting information as needed. In this futuristic school with the special AI AR glasses, music class would also be on a completely new level. The glasses themselves would display sheet music hovering in front of its user, and they would provide live feedback on an aspiring musician's tone, technique, and rhythm, tailoring comments to each student's level and learning style. Once someone is finished learning to play a piece, they would be able to receive recommendations on new repertoire to practice based on their current skills and what they need to improve. And students working on crafting compositions would also be able to receive feedback on how to refine their pieces. Once I got to thinking about how artificial intelligence could be used in music classrooms in the future, I started wondering how this personalized music education could be taken outside of the classroom. This is when I started pondering about a virtual music teacher, inspired by the AI music mentors that exist today, but capable of so much more, closely simulating the experience of in-person private lessons. It would provide personalized music-related assistance and explanations, kind of like a human teacher, but it would be available on demand 24/7. It would have the knowledge to provide explanations regarding anything related to music theory using specific examples from any existing piece of music, and each explanation would be tailored to each student's learning preferences to help them fully understand concepts and be engaged throughout lessons. With the help of the AI AR glasses I was talking about earlier, this virtual music teacher would be able to use a 3D hologram to show students how to play something in particular on the instrument of their choice, providing a high-resolution view from all possible angles. And the same hologram would also be capable of reproducing exactly what a student plays to encourage self-evaluation and show them how to improve their performance. Each time the student plays something, the virtual music teacher would analyze the student's performance by both listening and watching the student play, while paying attention to their technique and sound quality. And to foster an encouraging learning environment, it would also provide balanced feedback consisting of positive commentary combined with polite constructive criticism on ways to improve pitch, posture, musicianship, and more. Additionally, the virtual music teacher would be capable of quickly generating exercises tailored to the student's progress and recommending existing musical pieces based on their current level. ensuring they always have something interesting and useful to practice. Now, in theory, I know this AI-powered music teacher most likely wouldn't receive a very positive reaction from human music educators, since many of them would probably feel threatened and intimidated by its wide range of capabilities. However, even with the existence of this kind of advanced technology, I still believe human music teachers would be vital in supporting students throughout their musical journey, so artificial intelligence would not be replacing them. The AI music teacher I envision would also offer support for human music teachers to help them incorporate AI in their lessons to enhance their students' learning. I believe creating AI technology like this would make the overall process of learning music theory and how to play instruments more engaging, efficient, and accessible to a wider range of audiences. I understand it will most likely take many years for this whole idealistic vision of artificial intelligence to become a reality, and it's possible that AI may never be 100% perfect. But even with just the progress we've already made as a society, AI has already started impacting the world in so many amazing ways. It excites me to think about all the incredible things AI will be capable of in the coming years, all the issues in the world it could address and possibly even fix, and all the people it could help once the ethical concerns have been resolved. I plan to continue researching this emerging technology and figuring out how I can leverage AI to start making an impact on my own. And I will do my best to keep working on my current prototype of a virtual music teacher, though I still have a lot of technical knowledge left to acquire before I can successfully achieve my desired vision. Now, before I go, I just want to thank you for considering my application and taking the time to watch my video. I hope you enjoyed it.